Hi again. This is Andy Nicol, the course tutor for the Perfectly Spoken Advanced course, that's level C1. And today's lesson is on the vocabulary of sports. Obviously, this is a subject most people talk about. Many people do sports and are particularly active. Others watch them on TV. Some people obviously don't like sports, but anyway, it's very important that we know the vocabulary anyway. So, what are we going to look at in this lesson? Well, essentially two main things. We're looking at places where sports take place, equipment that you use for different kinds of sport, and we'll also be looking at some words and phrases related to the subject of sport. Okay, so first of all, let's have a look at places and equipment, and we'll start with places. So we've got a number of sports here: football, swimming, tennis, basketball, cycling, boxing, curling, volleyball, hockey, badminton, rugby, ice hockey, golf, horse racing, diving, squash, baseball, and wrestling. Okay, so all these different types of sport take place in different places. Just in case you don't know, the sport curling takes place on ice. It's like a large stone that is essentially thrown, slides across the ice, and people with brushes try to make the stone land in a particular place. So it's played on ice. Very popular in Scotland, where I come from. And, well, hopefully you're familiar with the other sports. Okay, I'm going to disappear now, and you're going to see the different venues, the places where sports take place. Okay, so here are the different venues: a pitch or field, a court, a course, a track, a ring, a pool, and a rink. Listen to my pronunciation and try to repeat it yourself. You can play it back as many times as you want. So, first of all, good old football, probably the most popular sport in the world. And which of these places do people tend to play football? Pause the recording if you need time to think at this point, and the answer is on a pitch or a field. Both words are used. Certainly in the UK, we tend to use the word pitch a lot for football. Okay. So next one is swimming. Which of these places do you think swimming takes place? Of course, it's in a pool, a swimming pool. If you live in a hot country, perhaps you have your own swimming pool, at least a community pool or something like that to go swimming. Okay, next one is tennis. Which of these places would you play tennis? And the answer is a court, tennis court. Next one, basketball. Where would basketball be played? And the answer is on a court as well. Basketball court. Cycling. Where would you go cycling from these options? Possibly on a track. Next one is boxing. Boxing takes place in a ring. Boxing ring. The square-shaped place with the ropes around it. Boxing ring. Curling, as I mentioned, is played on ice, and the answer is a rink, an ice rink. Volleyball. Where would you play volleyball? Again, this is played on a court, unless you're playing beach volleyball, obviously, and it's on the beach, but volleyball tends to be played on a court. Professionally, hockey. Where would hockey be played? It's on a large grass area. Again, it's a pitch or field. Badminton. Well, badminton, similar to tennis, is played on a court. Rugby, and again, a sport very popular in the UK, also played quite extensively in places like Australia, the Kiwis, I think they're called, and then, of course, the famous All Blacks from New Zealand, the Springboks in South Africa, and I think the Pumas in Argentina as well. I'm not a big rugby aficionado, but yes, it's played quite former colonies of Britain, essentially. So rugby is also played on a pitch or field. Ice hockey. Where would we play ice hockey? Well, again, over ice is in a rink, on a rink rather. Golf. Where is golf played? Golf would be played on a course, golf course. St Andrews, the famous golf course in Scotland, is very near to my hometown, about 10-15 minutes away from my hometown of Dundee. Has the famous old course at St Andrews, so golf course. Horse racing. Where would horse racing take place? Again, it's on a course. Some very famous one. The Derby takes place at Ascot. The Grand National at Aintree, I think. Different race courses. Diving. Where would diving take place? If you think about it, it's jumping into water. It's, of course, a pool, a diving pool. Squash, again, it's a game played with rackets, is on a court. Baseball. Baseball, but probably the most popular, or one of the most popular sports in the USA, is played on a pitch or field. I think field is the more popular word there. Baseball. And finally, it's a kind of a diamond shape, I believe. Again, it's an American sport, not one that we in the UK are particularly familiar with. We have our own sports such as cricket and so on. And then finally, wrestling. That's a sport where normally big men essentially, throw people onto the ground and so on. Again, this takes place in a ring. Okay. Let's move on now to have a look at some sporting equipment. You're going to see various images and you have a list of sporting equipment, so try to identify what the equipment is. Okay, so here we have it, a shuttlecock. An unusual word. Tees, cue, goggles, puck, net, whistle, cap, shin guards, helmet, bat, and iron. Okay, so the first image is this. Which of these items of equipment is represented here? Pause if you need time to think, of course. And these are goggles, swimming goggles. Okay, you also wear goggles a slightly different shape. Usually there's one big lens if you go skiing as well. You have skiing goggles too. Okay, next one. What is that? It's rather an unusual looking item. And this is a shuttlecock. And which sport is this used in? Well, of course, it's used in the sport of badminton. That's a shuttlecock. Okay, next one. Okay, these are two items. You wear them on the lower part of your leg to protect you when you are playing sports such as football or perhaps hockey. And the answer is shin guards. The shin is the lower front part of your leg, up below the knee. Shin guards. Okay, next one. Okay. A number of them here, which should give you a clue. These are in fact golf tees, what you use at the start of a hole in golf. You place a little plastic tee or sometimes wooden in the ground, and you drive from the tee. It's often called teeing off. So that's a golf tee. Good. Next one. Okay, this is used in a number of sports. American football, or soccer as the Americans call it, and so on, rugby and other sports. And this is, of course, the referee or arbiter's whistle. Next one. Okay, this is a long wooden stick which is used to play sports such as pool in America. Snooker is a similar sport played in Britain, much bigger tables, also becoming very popular in China and other countries. Or traditionally before, in the past, billiards, although this is less popular these days, billiards. And the answer is a cue. This is a pool or snooker cue. Good. Next one. Okay, it's something that you put on your head to go swimming. This is, of course, a cap, a swimming cap. How about this one? This is from American football, but you also have similar head protection for other sports. This is called a helmet. Next one. Okay, I'm not focusing on the stick to hit it, but the thing that you hit, obviously this is used in ice hockey, and this is a puck. A puck. Next one. Okay, this is from tennis, although you do use similar things in badminton and other sports. And this is, of course, a net. A net. Next one. This is from baseball, and this is called a bat. Baseball bat. We also have different types of bat. Table tennis bat, you use to ping pong or table tennis. And this is a baseball bat. And the last one, this is obviously from golf. We're looking at the metal clubs. In general, they're called clubs, the sticks that you use to hit the ball, clubs. This is a specific group of them, the metal ones, for shorter distances. And this is an iron. Okay, so we've had a look at some places where we play sports. We've had a look at some equipment. Let's turn now to some language that we use in relation to sports. And then you have a horse race taking place. And here we have some expressions in bold. I'm going to disappear so you can look at everything clearly. So the first one is the bronze medalist will be announced later because there was a photo finish. So the word bronze medalist. Which of the definitions on the right corresponds to bronze medalist? Pause the recording if you need time to think here, and obviously the answer is B. It's the person who came third in a competition. What do you call the person who came first and the person who came second in the same competition? Well, the person who came first is, of course, the gold medalist, and the person who came second the silver medalist. Okay, so we have gold, silver, and then bronze. Okay, next one. He was an also ran in the 400 meters and only came in sixth. An also ran. Which of these is a definition of also ran? Obviously, it can't be B. And the answer is A. A person or a horse in a horse race that took part but wasn't one of the winners. Not first, second, or third. It was an also ran. Okay, next one is Usain Bolt set a new record in the 200 meters. I don't think anyone will ever beat that time. Set a record, which is the correct definition of set a record. And the answer is, of course, E, to run faster, throw, or jump further than anyone else. To set a record. You can have set a world record, set a new European record, set a national record, etc. The different types of records. Next one. The bronze medalist will be announced later because there was a photo finish. It's the same sentence for number one, but we're focusing on the expression a photo finish. What do you think a photo finish means? And it is, of course, F. In a race where two or more competitors finish so close that it's necessary to look at an image to decide who came first. Okay? This often happens, for example, in the Olympics. You have a photo finish and the judges have to look carefully at the image and see the very, very slight difference between the competitors. Okay, photo finish. Okay, I think that people who train for the decathlon are the best athletes because they have to do so many different sports. What is a decathlon? Well, the clue's in the sentence, so many sports. It's C, competition made up of 10 different sports. They have to do pole vault, long jump, 100 meters, etc. It's a very grueling competition, very challenging. And lastly, he had to leave the pitch because of the 3 strikes and you're out rule. This is from a particular sport, and the answer is D, baseball. In baseball, when the pitcher throws the ball 3 times and the batsman fails to hit it, then they're out. Okay? Some politicians, I think it was initially Bill Clinton in the USA, decided it would be a good idea to introduce this into their legal system. So someone commits 3 crimes, they automatically go to jail. I don't think it transfers across quite so well as that. But anyway, 3 strikes and you're out. Okay, so let's have a look at some more. And the first one, the discus is an ancient sport which originates from the original Olympic Games practiced in ancient Greece. What is the discus? And the answer is E, an event where you throw a heavy plate-shaped object as far as possible. And here's a little picture of a woman practicing for the discus. Next one. After almost 6 months on the bench, he made his comeback in the Cup semi-final against Manchester United. To be on the bench in football means that you have to sit out and you can't play. He made his comeback, and the answer is C, to start playing well again after a period of absence, either through injury or suspension, etc. Okay, the next one. The shot put requires a great deal of physical strength. The shot put requires a great deal of physical strength. Which of these is the shot put? Well, the discus is a very heavy plate-shaped object. The shot put is an event where you have to throw a heavy ball? The answer is D. And here's a picture of someone about to throw the ball in a shot put. You tend to spin around and then throw it. Okay. Next one. Lewis Hamilton had a real setback when he had a blowout of one of his tyres. Okay, what do we mean here by a setback? And the answer is, of course, F. Something that delays or prevents you from progressing. His tyre burst, and so he couldn't continue as well as he had hoped. He couldn't make the progress that he wanted. He pulled out a winner by scoring in the dying minutes of the game. And the dying minutes of the game means the last 2 or 3 minutes, just before the match is about to end. But he pulled out a winner, and the answer is A. It's to score a goal. In this case, produce a throw, sink a ball in snooker or whatever, resulting in unexpectedly in victory. To pull out a winner. And finally, the two others were neck and neck, is B. In a race or competition, to be more or less the same position as an opponent. Okay, so you've got the two runners, and I'm here, and the next runner's here right next to me with the same stage, or two horses at the same level in the race, neck and neck. Okay, so let's see if you can complete these sentences with the correct expression. So here's the first one. I'd love to do the beep, but I don't think I've got the stamina. I don't think I've got the energy or the endurance for 10 events. So what word is an event with 10 different disciplines? And the answer is the decathlon. Number 2, famous US swimmer Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps, US swimmer, beat a new record at the 2008 Beijing Olympics by winning 8 gold medals. Yes, I think the previous record holder had got 7 at one Olympics, Switzer or something like that. So Michael Phelps set a new record at the 2008 Beijing Olympics. You set a new record. Next one, the something medalist was Degrassi. This is from the 100 metres at the last Olympics, who came in third with a time of 9.91 seconds. I think it was Usain Bolt who won at 9.8 seconds. Anyway, he came in third, so he was the what medalist? Of course, the bronze medalist. Number 4, the horses are beep as they approach the finish line. It's going to be a really close finish. So both horses are at the same level. As they approach the finish line, they are neck and neck. Next one, I'm going to disappear now. It was a real beep in his career when he got a hamstring injury. This is an injury to the lower part of your thigh, the upper part of your leg, I believe. A typical sporting injury in sports such as football. So the missing word is setback, a real setback to his career. And finally, the same player, the injury is so serious that it seems unlikely he'll make a beep anytime soon. It's unlikely that he will return to playing. It's unlikely that he will make a comeback anytime soon. That's all for sport today. I hope that you've learned lots of useful vocabulary and expressions. In the next lesson, we're going to be returning to grammar, lesson 8, and this time it's adding emphasis. We've added emphasis by inversion in lesson 6. No sooner, not only, etc. No sooner had the speaker finished when everyone got up. But here we're going to be looking at using other expressions, expressions such as what. For example, if I say, the world needs love. To make that more emphatic, we can say, what the world needs is love. This is actually the title of a very famous song, what the world needs now is love, sweet love, etc. I think it was the Carpenters or somebody that did that. What happens, or what happened was, yes, he picked up the vase and it fell. Okay, so instead of just saying he picked up the vase and it fell, what happened was he picked up the vase and it fell. It makes it more emphatic. The person who, similarly, and it, beginning with it. I will make this all clearer for you in the next lesson. So I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson on adding emphasis. Bye-bye for now.